Alright guys, I got a question asking how, or they've been doing a lot of squats, they kind of want to make sure they cover all the essentials of a back squat. So we're going to cover up, or we're going to cover or go over some of the main tips we use here, whether it's with getting under a bar into a front squat or back squat. I think the question was back squat, so we're going to go with back squat. Introduce aids into this, right? Kind of explain what kind of cues would you give somebody during a squat. So first thing, what would you say? First thing, off the bat.
The first thing I would do is keep the core. Well, if we were to set up, if I had my client come in, setting up under the barbell, it would come in. The first thing that we want to make sure is that his back is tight. To make sure his back is tight, we want to come in with a close grip. So we have a big grip on that barbell, and now we close in, it's tight, now there's a tight back, but everything's squeezing, his lats are activated. Next thing up, elbows are right under the barbell. Why? Because if you were to squat down, if his elbows are back, and he squats down, look where he's at now. It's a heavy weight. Look where the barbell's traveling. It's not going in a direct line. It's coming down. This looks like more like a good morning, I would say. So stand back up. So you want to make sure elbows are under. We can just go from top down. So now we have the lats, everything's tight. Elbows in, core tight. When he breathes in, watch my hand go up. So he's going to take a deep breath and really expand his stomach. Now, this is nice and stable. Last thing up, he's going to screw his feet into the ground. That's going to make sure his femur into his hip socket is nice and tight. There's a lot of tension now. So take a deep breath in, everything nice and tight. Big squat down, leading first with his head. Big squat, keeping the tension. And he's going to come back up and make sure he fires up. When you have a heavier load, when you're weightlifting, when you're powerlifting, you want to have the intent of moving weight fast. It might not move fast, but you want to have the intent of moving fast. Miss anything?
So what does screwing my feet into the ground do?
So when he screws his feet into the ground, see there's two common things that people say. It's either push your knees out or screw your feet into the ground. The reason why we don't like teaching push your knees out anymore, because if you were just to push the knees out, now it's on this is the side of his feet. Now he's no weight on the inside. By screwing your feet into the ground, this is his feet. He's pretty much really driving his hands or his feet out. When you drive that in, you're very secure within the hip socket. Now you're activating glutes. If you were to touch this piece of statue, this Adonis right here, it's rock solid, and that's what we want. We want that activation. Screws his feet into the ground. Now he's nice and stable. That's going to make sure everything else just follows along right in place.
So, glute activation too, if you can see it, not to be a pervert or anything, so if I'm doing it here, you can kind of see my glute activate as soon as I start screwing my feet to the ground. Right? So from here, that creates a lot of tension. I'm actually cramping up right now. But you want tension, to create more control coming down into the squat. So if I'm here and I'm loose, my glutes aren't activated, my feet are into the ground, there's no tension, I'm collapsing at the bottom of this thing right here. So now I'm going to change it up a little bit, screw my feet to the ground, activate my glutes. Now look how much tension there is. I'm kind of shaking and you can see the control. I'm not just collapsing down here. I'm holding it where I want to go, and then I'm going to shoot back up once I hit that certain angle. So you got anything else in terms of, let's go over feet position too. How do you like your feet positioning, Martha? Or
maybe we'll use you because I'm wearing slippers like a Filipino. So we want to be maybe shoulder width apart at most, okay? So I go shoulder width just because it's...
So no more than shoulder width?
No more shoulder width.
How about hip width?
Hip width, that might be a little, that's more, if you go more hip width, that's more like Olympic lift stance. So the barbell will be higher, so when you squat down. When you're more hip width apart, you have more range of motion. The farther you out, the less range of motion that you have within your squat. So it's pretty much, what are you trying to accomplish at the end? Is it more power lift, or are you trying to get more weight, or is it more Olympic lift? But we can go more on and on down the road.
And I think the last cue is the pointing of my toes. I'm going to put this down a little bit. My shoulder hurts a little bit. But the pointing of my toes, a lot of people say, get your toes out. Not too much. I would say anywhere from 12 to 15 degrees, right? So if you ever think about walking this way, we never walk like this. So why would we squat like this, especially with a heavy load, right? It just puts our body or hips out of line, puts pressure on that lower back, and everything else just collapses from there. So I would say here, right, parallel, I go parallel, or if I feel a little more comfortable, 12 to 15 degrees out, Other than that, from top to bottom, we want to create a lot of tension during your squats, or especially time heavy load like this. Well, not like this, but you know, that's heavy load. Alright, so this is LJ, best Filipino trainer. This is my guest for the week. I don't know what that is, but he is a good guest.
Filipinas, mahal kita. Wala iba.
On how to gain weight, work out. Anything else? What? Lumpia. No lumpias. No lumpias. Right? Clean. Clean. I think what